I'm not a speaker. I'm a general contractor here in San Luis Obispo, last 31 years. Before I start on my talk, here in San Luis Obispo, we have adopted the Green Code for building. Now, it's been all over the state, I think all over the country, but San Luis Obispo has the unique place that I think we have the most restrictive green code of any place in the state, in San Luis Obispo County. Now, taking away from what Dan Blackburn said, we're very engaged in San Luis Obispo County, and you're going to see that in a few minutes. I'm going to explain that to you. We have a local radio station, Dan Del Campo is here from KPRL, good supporters of our all conservative views. Cal Coast News, they do a great job of reporting the truth. We're very, very fortunate in this county. In San Luis County, they've adopted the next level of the Green Code. It used to be called the Title 24, and Title 24 used to have to meet, I think it was, 24 different points. You had to get 24 points, low energy windows, insulation, weather stripping, that type of thing, and you get a point for every one. Now with a new Green Code, you have to hit 70 points. Let me tell you two things that are part of those 70 points, and both of these equal 1 point. You will get a point towards meeting your 70 points if you have a window in your front door. Do you know what that's for? So you can watch your neighbors and you can report any suspicious activity. 1 point. Another point, if you live within 300 feet of a transit bench, you get another point. So if you're lucky enough to buy a lot that has a transit bench, a bus bench, you'll get a point for that. I called our county official and I told him, I said, this is part of AB 32, which in this state was basically the greenhouse gas initiative. Very vague. I think it was 1 paragraph, 2 paragraphs, and pretty much said you got to try and be green, and you got to try and cut down on greenhouse gases. These building departments went crazy, implementing all of these different codes. The Green Code came out. We had to adhere to all of these new regulations. Mind-boggling, unbelievable stuff that we have to put up with now as builders in California. And San Luis Obispo, it's just ridiculous what you have to go through to get a building permit. A building permit in this city, in Paso Robles, you guys ready? $55,000, a building permit. $55,000 before you put a shovel in the ground. Now, on top of that, you have to pay developer fees. Developer fees were implemented back in the 80s. I was on a school board at the time when they were implemented. They were implemented in the 80s for school construction. They were a temporary tax, development fees, temporary tax, developer fees, and they were 50 cents a square foot, and to either go down or be abolished within 5 years, is what we were told as school board members. So let's get this in and get these schools built, and then we'll go from there. Right now, in parts of this county, developer fees are $3.86 a square foot. So you got a 2,000 square foot house, you got what's that? Almost $8,000 worth of school fees. Put that on top of your $55,000 for a building permit, you're up to $62,000, $64,000 before you can actually start construction. That is California, and California is broken so bad. Montana is heaven compared to California. This place is a mess. Okay, so what I decided, and my wife and I decided this, we went to a seminar over in Fresno, and we heard this outstanding gentleman talk about Agenda 21. And that gentleman said, after I'm done talking, you are going to be amazed, you are going to be frightened, and you're going to be dumbfounded, and you probably won't know how to react to this. He said, that's going to last for about 3 or 4 days. After that time, you're going to get pissed off. You're going to get mad. That man was Michael Shaw. We listened to him about 4 years ago, 5 years ago in Fresno, do a presentation. We went from Fresno to Paso Robles, where we live, didn't say a word. We couldn't believe what we had heard about what our future was. Then we got engaged and we got busy. Just a little bit of background. My wife Mary and I have been married for 42 years. Got 4 great grown boys, 4 grandchildren. I keep forgetting. 4 grandchildren. 2 live here locally. 2 are in Austin, Texas. We've got a great life. We've still got a great company, even with all the regulations. But we decided we had to do something. We had to get engaged. So we attended a Tea Party meeting, October 2010, and it was a forming meeting. We didn't have a Tea Party here in San Luis Obispo County in the North County. There was one in South County, but they didn't do a whole lot. So we started the North County Tea Party up here in northern San Luis Obispo County. That was October of 2010. Since then, we've gone through some changes. We've had people on the board that have come, they've gone. I think Mary and I are still the only 2 original from the first group. Very, very great, engaged people, wonderful people. We get speakers. Our meetings are the first Monday of every month. This last meeting, we had our sheriff, Ian Parkinson, our county sheriff, who is for concealed carry. He is for gun rights. And he actually said, people need to realize mental illness kills people, not guns. And he believes that. And this is our sheriff in the county. So we're very, very blessed for that. So we started with the Tea Party. Mary and I started there. And our meetings, we get 50 to 80 people at every meeting once a month. We're very, very engaged. The Tea Party is. So we have not so many rallies anymore. We did at the beginning, not so many anymore. We have different functions that we have. We have, we'll go and to the elections together and watch the elections, or we'll go to the debates and watch the debates together. So we're engaged there. So about, I think 3 years ago, we heard, and you were saying it, that there was the Central Committee of San Luis Obispo, Republican Central Committee. And we thought, wow, I wonder what those guys do. So we went and we sat in a meeting. It was in San Luis, and it was pretty much an eat and burp club. I don't know if you guys know what that's called, what that is, but it's a bunch of old people that sit around, they go through an agenda, they say yay, 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 and they go home. They adjourn and they go home. And we thought, this is the Republican Party in San Luis Obispo? This, in our county, these people are running it? So another Tea Party and myself decided, let's run. So we ran for the Central Committee. No one runs for those things because they're a ho-hum position. And any of you out there, your Central Committees in your county, I guarantee there aren't people clamoring to get on those Central Committees. So that's a good place to start. I started going to meetings. The other couple of people in the Tea Party started going to meetings. We changed the face of our Central Committee. It went from 40-minute meetings to now our standard meeting is about 2.5 hours. And we talk about gun rights, we talk about abortion, we talk about the gay agenda, the gay and lesbian agenda. Some people are for it, some people are, but we have debates, we talk about it, we get these things out in the open. So after I think it was the first or second month, I asked the Central Committee chair, I said, what would it take to become a delegate? And he said, well, we have positions open. You want to be a delegate? What a delegate does is a delegate goes from your county to the state party, to the state conventions, and they represent you at the state. So in our state, it's the CRP, California Republican Party. So I said, I want to be a delegate. So he said, okay, you're a delegate. So he made me a delegate and one other Tea Party, you're a delegate. So we went to the convention. I think our first one was like in January or February of 13, I think it was. Yeah. So we went to this convention, here again, Eat and Burp Club. People were there to socialize. People were there to see their old friends. People were there to have drinks, just have a good time. And it was a weekend. It started on Friday, went Saturday and Sunday. So we started talking to other people there, and they said, wow, we're like you. We're conservative. We don't want to just come here and socialize. We want to make a difference. We want to talk about the Second Amendment. We want to talk about things that are important to the Republican Party. Now, let's remember, the Republican Party is supposed to be conservative. We're supposed to be the side of politics that believes in traditional marriage, that believes in personal property rights, believes in gun rights. That's supposed to be the Republican Party. At least that's what we thought. So when this meeting was over, the third day, I walked up to one of the executive board and I said, what would it take to have the Tea Party join the California Republican Party? And he rolled his eyes, and then he said, actually, not a whole lot. He said, you would basically just petition the chair, tell him what you want to do, and as long as there was no objections, you could do it. Guess what? Next meeting, well, I won't say that. I got the okay from the chair. We had a meeting in LA in April, I believe it was. So that meeting, the first one was February. So in April, we had a meeting in LA of all the Tea Party leaders throughout the state. I had people from the Central Valley. I had people from San Diego. We had people from Riverside. We had people all over that came to this meeting. There was about 12 or 15 of us that met in LA. And I said, here's what I want to do. Do you guys want to do this? And they went, yeah, let's do this. So we formed what's called Tea Party California Caucus, TPCC. And our mission is to caucus with the California Republican Party. We've been to 5 conventions, 5. We're in their face. They don't like us, they tolerate us, but we're there. We have the best meetings, we have the most lively debates, we have the best workshops of any of the conventions. We pay our own way. You know, you have to pay for the room, you have to pay the fee to have the meeting and that type of thing, and we do that. We have brought speakers to the California Republican Party. We've brought Sheriff Mack, Bill Whittle. We've brought Reverend Jesse Peterson from LA. We've brought, look at my list, huh, honey? We brought Steve Frank, who's the editor of Political News and Views in California. Debbie Bacigalupi has been one of our speakers, and she's attended our meetings. We have brought, I'm trying to think everybody else. We have had some unbelievable meetings and unbelievable presentations, and we have blown the socks off of the California Republican Party, blown them off. They realize they need us. We are the activists. We are the activists. We are the ones that make the phone calls, will walk the precincts. We are the ones that get the word out and will work hard for our candidates. So they know they need us. It's to the point now that Mary and I, my wife and I, I'm the chair, I'm the president of the Tea Party California Caucus. We sit at the head table now. We've met Mike Huckabee. We've sat with him and spoken with him. We've met Rand Paul. We've met, who's the one from New Jersey? Chris Christie. Great guy. Chris Christie's awesome. I wouldn't want him as president, but he's a great guy. Awesome. So they tolerate us within the California Republican Party. They know it. They play games with us all the time. We'll bring forth resolutions. There won't be a quorum. They don't have enough people for a quorum. We ran a representative to get on the executive board 3 days before the election. I don't know if many of you know the name Charles Munger. Charles Munger runs the California Republican Party. Charles Munger basically paid money and brought all of these people in, representatives, paid their back dues, had them vote against us so we would lose. Charles Munger is a multimillionaire that his father is Charles Munger Sr., who is the main what am I going to call it? Sergeant at Arms or the main advisor for Warren Buffett. It's money and power. The Republican Party, just like the Democrat Party, is power and money in this state and across the country. It's the same thing. So we're seeing that. Okay, so the three hats that I wear, and what I'm telling you here is we still run a $3 million a year business. I am involved heavily in the local Tea Party group. We go to meetings once a month. We have a meeting once a week just by a webinar. We don't go and meet. We get on a webinar and we have a call. I'm the chair of the Tea Party California Caucus, so we have a state group that actually is in the face of the Republican Party, and I'm on my local central committee. We have a coup going on with the central committee right now in this county where our chair is resigning to run for a supervisorial chair, and we're trying to get our Tea Party or our conservative person in that chair seat. And it's a fight. We're having a fight there. So this county is very engaged. We have Republican women's groups. We have, oh my gosh, we have a group that goes to the city council meetings in both Atascadero and Paso Robles. We have another group that goes to all of the county supervisor meetings, water boards. We have people engaged, and the Tea Party is pretty much a clearinghouse. We're not a party. You know, all we are is a bunch of people that believe the same way. So the Tea Party is a clearinghouse, and all the other people go from there and fan out. And they'll come to our meetings. They may not even call themselves Tea Partiers, but they are conservatives like we are, and they make a difference in this county. Let me think what I can say for closing. Closing is, it's not as hard as it seems. You just have to stand up and make a difference. I am not running for a elected position, except for the Central Committee chair, which I won because no one else ran. But you can also be a coordinator. Mary and I ran a city council race in 2012 for a local guy for the position in Paso Robles, city councilman, a Tea Partier. We lost by 14 votes. We came back in 2014, we won by 41 votes. So you can make a difference in the city councils, in the services district, CSDs, in the advisory boards. Get people that are like-minded to run and to go for them, support them, and exactly what everybody's been saying here, it'll make a difference. You'll make a huge difference. Thank you.